No, we appreciate you coming, first of all. I guess it's got to feel really good to go into a tough away game like that in Europe and win by 3.
Yeah, definitely. Very good manager, good team, and great fans. And we know it would have been difficult here, but I think we played a very good game. I don't know if Jamie saw it because I heard he was constantly on the phone with his mom, but I can tell him we played quite a good game today.
Arne, can I ask you about the setup of the team tonight? Because over the last sort of few months, you're trying to obviously make the team, get better results, and you've played lots of different sort of formations at different times. Can you just explain how it looked tonight? It looked like sort of you had 2 wide strikers and a box midfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I find it hard to listen to you, Jamie, because you were the one that told me that I had to make sure we didn't concede that much. So I started to do that, and as a result of that, people were complaining that it became boring. So not sure if I should listen to you. But because of some injuries we have, because of the players we have available and the style of play Marseille has, we thought it was a good idea to play with Mo and Hugo up front and to overload the midfield with players that are very good in between the lines. And I think you could see that today with fullbacks that could attack down the side, and Maka and Ryan who could help out Joe and Virgil in build-up. So that worked.
Arne,
in my opinion, quite well today.
Yeah. Arne, you mentioned there about, obviously, at the moment, the criticism about the team is that it's a little bit slow, it's a little bit boring. At the start of the season, it was completely different. How difficult is that as a manager to sort of get that balance right? And also, if that is the criticism right now about the team being a little bit slow, a bit pragmatic, how do you improve that? How can you work on that?
I watched Real Madrid, Barcelona for Dutch television, and after 32 minutes, when it was still 0-0, the commentator said that Barcelona played really slow and boring, and that was because Madrid was constantly in a low block, and it was really hard for Barcelona to play through. 10 minutes later, it was 2-2 because of individual quality of Rafinha, Vinicius Jr. and a set piece. And then they went to the studio and the pundit said, it's one of the best games we've ever seen. So goals in football are so important what people's opinions are. And I think we've shown this season that every time when it's a bit of a more open game, and that has mainly been in Europe and a few times in the Premier League as well, we are a very good team. We can make it very difficult for everyone. But when we face low blocks, we struggle a little bit more to create chances. For me, for obvious reasons, everyone in the club also is aligned on that. I think Pep said something about it yesterday, what you need against low blocks. But today we didn't face a low block and we played a very good game, but we don't play slow. If you face a low block, it's very hard to get pace into the game. And I think we've tried against Burnley. We've found a few adjustments which helped, because against Burnley we've created probably 2 or 3 times the amount of chances as today. But now we score 3, and now people like Jamie are very positive about us. I don't think you were very positive about us after the Burnley game, were you, Jamie?
I was actually. I said that's just one of those games that sometimes you have to accept.
Oh,
but I think, but what I would say, Arne, I think some of the games that we've watched against, say, Sunderland and Leeds, I would say at home, was not like the Burnley game was one of those games that I think it was unlucky. Whereas the Sunderland game and Leeds game, you are there as a supporter or a pundit or as a Liverpool fan as I am, actually think we need more than that. The game needs to be a bit quicker. The intensity needs to be there. That was lacking, I felt, in those games. But that I don't think was the case against Burnley.
I agree. I think against Burnley was much more intense than in the other 2 games. But we've played Burnley twice, so I can say this. I rate Leeds United and Sunderland a bit higher than Burnley. So it's also harder against teams that are very well organized, and if the players are even better than the ones of Burnley, it makes it really hard to create a lot of chances, unless you have certain quality where I've spoken a lot about and Pep has spoken about yesterday evening. And that can change the game. And I just gave the example of Barcelona Madrid, where Vinicius scored an incredible 1v1. I think he made a run of 30, 40 yards. And the same for Rafinha. And there was a set piece, which is also very important to unlock a low block. So I completely disagree with people who say that we are playing slow. Because we have the ball, we control possession, and we want to go as quickly as we can. But if there are 10 players inside the 18-yard box, it's quite hard to get tempo and rhythm, and it's hard to score goals, and especially for us.
Arne, we really appreciate your time. You're so good at giving us time, and you always come and you give such direct and honest answers. We're very grateful. Thank you so much.
Arne, you're a class act, mate. You're a class act.
Amen.